one of those. That's Peter.
I like pina coladas and long walks on the beach.
That's Ben, and that's Ben. Make sure it looks good. Yeah. Make sure it's like facing me. Before we get started, raise your hand if you made a March Madness bracket this year. If you raise your hand, you're under arrest. Even though you're just one of the 70 million brackets, but people have made a bracket this year. In this speech, I will say why sports betting should be legal. The ban on sports betting does exactly what prohibition did. People still drank back then, and people still bet on sports now, despite the illegality. When prohibition ended, the state started making the money that originally the criminals were making. That exact thing could be happening right now with sports betting. But despite that, only 4 states, Delaware, Montana, Nevada, and Oregon, are taking advantage of it. While Vegas booked almost $3 million in sports wagers in 2012, as much as $500 billion was booked illegally. Although that's just an estimate, it shows the numbers high, and it's all conducted under the table. Most of the money ends up in organized crime. Sports gambling might be organized crime's largest source of money. Sports gambling makes sports much more popular, which brings in more revenue and more attention to the sports. If all this money is already being put into sports gambling, why should we let organized crime benefit? The government and sports should be getting the money instead. At this point, professional sports has already come close to letting sports betting with fantasy leagues. Fantasy leagues are legal because it's based on player performance. While people are still risking and betting money, since it's based on performance not results, it is legal. While the leagues are have taken moral stances on gambling, they don't mind the interest and the revenue that the fantasy leagues bring to the sport. That interest translates to revenue, especially in the NFL. Isn't it time that the government and the sports leagues start reaping the benefits of the sport of the gambling? In our current society, it seems as though the government is moving away from regulating laws based on moral grounds. Examples of this are abortion, same-sex marriage, and marijuana. Some people in positions of power in the sports world agree that sports gambling should be legal. Adam Silver, the commissioner of the National Basketball Association, thinks that sports betting should be legal and that it would increase the interest in sports. He says that it's inevitable that sports gambling will be legal soon, so we should just revisit it right now. Rob Manfred, the MLB commissioner, also thinks that it needs fresh consideration. Even John McCain said the issue should be brought back to Congress. He sees value in a dialogue about the positives and the negatives. These people all realize that the law is outdated and needs to be revisited and reevaluated. Another benefit is that law enforcement can be focusing on other more serious crimes other than just people doing sports gambling. There is a possible downside, is that it can be addictive. So can alcohol, marijuana, and even donuts. But that doesn't mean that we should ban all of them. Anything that's done in excess can become addictive. So why do we pick and choose what's illegal? Sports is an ongoing contest between innovation and tradition. One side says that sports should stay the way they have always been and stick to their roots. Others want to try to change and improve them. Sports gambling could be the newest innovation, so why not look at it and try it out? In a not too distant future, it could be on a ballot up for vote. So look for it. But as Adam Silver said, it's inevitable.